Hey guys, how we doing? It's Saturday morning, late morning, and getting back out into the garage. Had to go bring out a bunch of jugs of oil to reheat my furnace. Kind of steal them out of the basement tank, and I use about 2.5 gallons a day to heat the garage for about 10 hours. Depending on how much you open the garage door. It's 18 outside right now, and we're up to 40 in the garage. It's 36 when I came out here, and just kind of give you an idea what's going on with the bus. I took all the stuff to the car wash that I talked about in the last video, and pressure washed everything down. Each individual piece, kind of scattered them all over the walls in the car wash garage, and douched all them down, and came back home and took the bus with a solution of bleach and water and sprayed the bejesus out of everything. I mean everything in this thing, all the way up to that line right there. I didn't do above the seats, but as far as what I got going back here, everything that I tore apart, if you look at it, it's really kind of light on. Yeah, I got up inside all the venting, everything. Nobody home anymore. It smells real good in here. I had all the panels pulled off the walls. This unit was pulled back. Everything was cleaned on the inside there. It pretty much just smells like bleach right now, but you get an idea. Cleaned out the fridge. Fridge didn't have any mice in it. The door was closed. That wasn't an issue. Just a normal cleaning. I have a bag over there with all the inside components. Cleaned up the sink, the tin. Everything looking nice and purty in there. You know how many times I've banged my head on this stupid bar? I can't put the top all the way up. It's dead center. I whack my head. And here's my my assembly area. What I do is, after I tear something apart, I take all the hardware and I just divide it into categories. It makes it a lot easier to put stuff back together. If you can, it's always good to put screws back in stuff, but when you're doing stuff like this and manhandling them and bringing them over to wash in different areas, the stuff starts falling out and you start losing contact with it, so it's better off just to take them right out. So just a few nuts and bolts to go back together. Kind of good to me, like a nice work table up here. Again, I had the panels off, and I kept going back and forth whether I want to put insulation back in the walls, and I decided actually I don't want to do that, because as vehicles get older and the window seals start leaking and all, the moisture starts getting down behind the walls, and that insulation just gets wet and it just stays there, and that just blows out the quarter panels of everything. Plus, the only place I pulled insulation out of was that section right in there, and right down below, down in here in this corner, and all that stuff is covered. There's cabinets that block all that. That whole wall is all filled up with cabinets, so it really doesn't make for too bad of any noise or loss of heat or keeping the heat outside. That curtain gets buried in a cabinet, so that has to go back on. Once that cabinet's in place, you can't access that curtain anymore. So all the curtains were removed. The other one's hanging on the side there. All the curtains were removed. I took all the cushions. I skinned all the cushions and took all the material off of them and the curtains, and I did a couple of loads of laundry down the basement, and they all came back nice and pretty clean. All the foam is in good shape, so I'm not looking forward to, if you guys ever dealt with that before, fighting to put that stuff back on again. Oh, what a pain in the ass it is. The foam is so dry, it's like chalk, trying to put chalk across the chalkboard. So actually there is a trick for those. If you have, like, say if you're doing car seats, I've done it before, you're reupholstering car seats. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but go get some dry cleaner bags that your clothes come in from a dry cleaner, lay it over the foam, and then slide the fabric over it. It goes on like butter, because it lubricates the backside of, for lack of better terms, the fabric that you're trying to slide over. It just goes right on like putting a glove on your hand. What else we got going? I just got to take a little bit more time on that heater, kind of clean that one up just a little bit more. I got to pick up some Febreze and kind of spray all the fins on them. But I soaked this thing with bleach. I mean, it was running out the door so much. So it smells real good. Just a faint smell of bleach right now, which is kind of what you want. What else? And then I took all the components yesterday and set up a thing on my lift over here and made like a processing area, and just scrubbed down with like a Scotch-Brite and soap and water each and every one of the cabinets, every little nook and cranny of them, because I'm gonna paint them. And here's some of the bad areas. You can kind of see that that's the staining that they kind of did on the bottom of the cabinets. Now there's nothing there. That's the wood underneath. But I'm going to paint that with oil-based paint so that if there is any odor that coming off of them, it'll be sealed in there. So that's the plethora of stuff we got going, of stuff that just needs some touch-up paint on them. Even like you see here, like where the end grain of the wood is, I'm just going to seal all that up where you see some of that darkness. Again, for that reason, because this thing's going to Florida, and you know, anything that's baking into heat is going to, you know, let off an odor. So we're going to do our best to eliminate all that. See with the back seat, I still have to come out after I paint these. I'm going to come out with a rug shampooer with handheld and go over the carpet, the back and the front seats, and see how all that comes out. The worst part of it's probably going to be the carpet area. I know I got a bunch of junk on there, but you can see those things are just absolutely filthy. So we'll see how bad or how well that comes out. Worst case scenario, I'm going to take a razor blade and I'm just going to slice that center section right out of there, and we could put like a I don't know, like a runner. If it's the same material as this, there was a rug in the center here, and it was dirty right now. If you look at it, it's kind of like a linoleum floor. So if that's under the middle in there, we'll just go with that, and they can put an area rug in if they want in the center. All that gets filled in with cabinets. You don't see any of that. Oh, what else we got going? I mean, it's funny, it took 8 hours to do all that. It looks like nothing's really been done. Right down to taking the, this was the motor that was up top, encapsulated and all that crap. And I tore these apart to nothing and cleaned all in between the fins and did what we could to get everything and anything and everything out of them. They're looking pretty good. So that'll be going back in. Clean the water tank out. I still have to put water in there, put power to the pump, and make sure that the pump works. I know it buzzes, just make sure that it sucks some water out. And each and every piece is just cleaned within an inch of its life. These little guys, yeah, you had to take them apart and kind of clean each and every one of these like little fins out of here. One of them had chew marks in it. They actually chewed the plastic out of the way. So 2 of them had damage, and I took the 2 and made one good one, and then one of them is just going to be wide open with no plates in it. They just pop right out of there. So if they find another one in a graveyard or a swap meet or something like that, we'll just pick one up and throw them in. They're all over the place. Those vents are, I think, all the same vents. So that's what we got. Here's the tin. This is the thing I took down that had the big nest on it. See if I can do this without making a big mess. Come on out. Crash. That guy right there. This is the cover that covered that whole top AC unit. You can kind of see there. Where am I? Here. That's where that nesting was. So I'm probably going to take a razor blade. I'll just slice back a little bit more of that right there. It doesn't smell or anything, but that's just glue, that tape that you see on that seam there with some staining. So I'm going to take some acetone and kind of just cut some of that back and clean that back, and maybe even slap a little bit of paint on that just to kind of seal it. But overall, it's very clean. More of those vents. So. Alright. Here's what the water looks like when I'm done. Nice. Filled that bucket up 6 times, 7 times, going into the house, back out, burned up a couple of Scotch-Brite sponges. But I think we pretty much got her. Inside that bag is all the pieces for the inside the refrigerator that are cleaned. And now we just got to put it all back together. A little at a time. It's like a puzzle. That corner closet has to go in first, then the section in between goes in that closet with the water tank. Then the AC ductwork goes back together, and then there's a piece that runs across the top there, goes in, and then the same on this side over here, and she's all back together. Oh, and the last piece that goes in is that bench that goes across. Nope. That's where we are. Here's the I know I say that a lot. They want an alarm system in there. I'm gonna go try this out. They call it a little 1-wire alarm system. 10-minute install, so that means about an hour. You can go shove this thing in there. It was like 40 bucks. It wasn't that much money. But I guess you just peace of mind. If you're traveling with all your stuff in your car, you kind of want something in here. So, all right, guys. I'm gonna be over and out. You guys have a goody, and I will talk with you later when we get some more work done. Thanks for watching.